Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're skipping the usual self-help talk.
Yeah, we're going straight to the source.
We're digging into what makes up an A-plus mentality, drawing from, well, quite an intense motivational video compilation.
That's right. We spent some time with Motivation 2 Studies A+ Mentality compilation on YouTube. It's a full 2 hours.
Wow. Yeah.
So think of it as us, panning for gold. We've sifted through it all to pull out the really practical stuff.
Exactly. Our goal here isn't just to get hyped up, although that might happen.
Sure.
It's really about finding those concrete strategies, those mindset shifts you can actually use to, well, achieve more and be more resilient.
Yep. Actionable takeaways.
So, okay, this A-plus mentality, where do we even begin? What's the bedrock?
Well, it really seems to boil down to something internal first. A really strong desire, hunger.
Hunger. Okay. Not just wanting something casually.
No, not at all. The video puts it quite powerfully. It's about wanting your goal as bad as you want to breathe.
That's intense. Really paints a picture.
It does. And this hunger, it's framed as like an internal protector for your goals.
An internal protector. How so?
Well, it's what drives you to get better, but it's also what fights back against that urge to quit when things get, inevitably hard.
Ah, okay. So it's about remembering why you started, tapping into that initial drive.
Exactly. The compilation stresses reconnecting with that original hunger, especially when you hit those inevitable walls or rough patches. It refuels you.
Right. And it helps you see the difference between just like a passing fancy and that deep gut level drive that keeps you going.
Absolutely. That deep hunger sticks around when the superficial ones just sort of evaporate under pressure.
Okay, so that desire, that hunger is foundational. But, I mean, just wanting something isn't enough, is it? The videos must talk about what comes next.
Oh, definitely. That leads straight into the importance of discipline.
Ah, discipline, the classic counterpart to motivation.
Right. Motivation might get you started. It's the spark. But the argument here is that discipline is what keeps you going long term. It's the engine.
Because motivation, well, it ebbs and flows, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Depends on your mood, what happened that day.
Precisely. Discipline, though, is about the structure, the daily routines, the rituals, the habits you build. That's what carries you through when motivation is low.
And they made a point, didn't they, about it not just being having discipline sometimes.
Yeah, that was interesting. It's not just being disciplined in, say, your workouts, but not other areas. It's about being a disciplined person.
Meaning?
Meaning applying that consistent 100% effort across the board in everything relevant to your goal, not picking and choosing when to be on.
There was that phrase, doing what you hate like you love it. That really captures it, I think.
It really does. That's discipline in action. Acknowledging that some necessary tasks won't be fun, but you attack them with the same intensity anyway.
It's like this essential bridge you have to cross.
That's exactly how the video frames it, the bridge of discipline to get beyond just average results.
Okay, so hunger fuels you, discipline keeps you moving, but the road's always bumpy, right? So mental toughness, resilience, that must be huge here.
Absolutely massive.
Yeah.
A core idea is adopting a no-excuse mentality.
Taking full ownership, no blaming circumstances.
Exactly. And it's tied closely with self-awareness. You have to know yourself, know your weaknesses, and be committed to constantly learning and adjusting your approach.
It's not just about powering through blindly then.
No, it's smart effort. And underpinning it all is this fundamental belief in yourself, believing you're capable, you're worthy, you deserve the goal.
That self-belief sounds crucial for weathering the storms.
It is, because setbacks will happen. And the video talks a lot about turning pain into progress.
Using the tough stuff as fuel.
Yes, actively learning from it, letting it make you stronger or smarter for the next time. This helps build that ability to perform under pressure too.
And resilience, that ability to bounce back, is tied to being like a student, right? Always learning, even from failures.
That's a key theme, a student mentality.
Mm.
Failure isn't the end, it's just feedback. You keep going, keep learning.
Life as an uphill war was another metaphor used, I think.
Yeah, suggesting it's full of tests that require that inner strength. And there's a call to actually embrace the discomfort, to be allergic to average.
Allergic to average, I like that.
Mm.
It suggests actively pushing away from mediocrity.
Right, and viewing failures or bad days not just as setbacks, but as potential building blocks of strategy.
So reframing adversity, seeing the potential lesson or opportunity within it.
Exactly, and that classic idea, fall down 7 times, get up 8, it's about persistence.
Developing the mental fortitude for those dark days, the really tough stretches.
And using disappointment proactively. Not letting it shut you down, but using it to fuel the next action.
So resilience isn't about avoiding difficulty.
Not at all. It's built by going through it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, as the video points out, it takes multiple tries, sustained effort over time to break through.
You develop that strength by facing the challenge head on.
That's the idea.
Okay, so you've got the drive, the discipline, the resilience, but where are you aiming all this? Vision, future focus, that seems like the next logical piece.
Very much so. The compilation really hammers home the need for a clear, vivid vision of your future.
Like really seeing it?
Yeah, almost like you can see yourself before you get there. That mental picture can be incredibly powerful.
And there was that idea of your future self kind of cheering you on.
Exactly. Your future self thanking the present you for sticking with it, for not giving up when it was hard.
That adds a layer of like personal accountability to your own future.
It does. And when that vision is clear, it naturally helps you align what you're doing today with where you want to be tomorrow.
Makes sense. It's about not shrinking your dreams to fit your current reality.
Right, but instead, upgrading your conviction, your belief, to match the destiny you envision.
Okay, love that. But vision without action is just daydreaming. So the work ethic part, the action that has to be central.
Absolutely critical. The videos constantly link belief and behavior. If your actions aren't matching your dreams, you need to look hard at your underlying beliefs. Do you really believe it's possible?
And if you do, the message seems to be, roll up your sleeves.
Pretty much. You need to be ready to outwork everybody. Talent alone just won't cut it.
Work ethic wins championships, as they say.
That's the sentiment.
Yeah.
And they use the analogy of taking the stairs, not the elevator, to success.
Meaning, embrace the grind, the lessons learned along the way.
Exactly. The stairs involve effort, maybe setbacks, but you learn invaluable things you miss on the easy ride up.
Become notorious for work ethic, I remember that phrase, and finishing what you start.
Yes, and fighting complacency. Just because you've had some success doesn't mean you've stopped pushing. Always raise the bar for yourself.
It comes down to actually doing the work, the law of application.
You got it. Putting in the hours, making the calls, doing the reps, whatever it takes. And that often means sacrificing immediate comfort for future rewards.
Being ready to go, ready to catch the fire when opportunity comes.
Precisely.
You mentioned sacrifice there. That seems like a theme in its own right, doesn't it? What you have to give up.
It really is. The compilation is quite explicit about identifying and willingly sacrificing things that hold you back.
Like what, for instance?
Well, obvious things like wasted time, maybe excessive comfort, but also deeper things like old versions of yourself that aren't aligned with your goals anymore.
Letting go of the past self.
Okay. Or things like fear, pride, ego, bad habits, maybe even toxic relationships that drain your energy or pull you down.
So, realizing the future you want requires actively letting go of things in the present that don't serve that vision.
That's a great way to put it. Surrendering what's holding you back to make space for what's next.
Okay. But life throws curveballs. Things change. How does this mentality deal with, well, change itself? Adaptability seems key.
Hugely important. The videos stress adapting to circumstances, viewing change as like a necessary law of life, not an enemy.
Your past doesn't define you, right?
Exactly. The past informs, but it doesn't dictate. Adaptability is framed as the bridge to the future.
And it's not just about changing your plans, is it? It's deeper.
Right. They touch on different kinds of adaptability, cognitive, so how you think, emotional, how you manage feelings, personal, how you evolve, behavioral, your actions, even linguistic, how you talk about things. It's multifaceted.
Being flexible on many levels, and the idea that harder times should actually make you stronger.
Yes, tougher times should forge tougher resolve. It ties back to that continuous learning, always tweaking, adjusting, refining your strategy as you go.
Growth isn't linear. It involves adapting to those challenges.
That's the core message. Navigate the changes, learn from them, and keep moving forward.
Underneath all of this, though, is mindset, pure belief. That has to be the engine oil, right?
Absolutely. The power of your internal dialogue is a massive theme. Positive self-talk.
Like those affirmations, I came to fight, I came to conquer.
Exactly. Actively choosing to reject self-doubt, tuning out the negative voices, whether internal or external.
I remember that line, unbelievable is the stupidest word. That really challenges limiting beliefs.
It really does. It's about pushing past fear, especially when the goal truly matters to you. And crucially, not letting other people define your limits or your worth.
Believing in your own uniqueness, your potential. Unleashing that inner beast, as one speaker put it.
Yeah, and refusing to adopt others' limitations as your own. That mindset of greatness involves staying laser-focused on the long game while you're doing the daily work.
It all circles back to that fundamental belief that your dreams are possible.
That conviction is non-negotiable, according to these speeches.
But you don't usually achieve big things alone. What about learning from others? Mentorship.
Another key area. The compilation really emphasizes life as continuous learning, actively seeking out mentors, coaches, counsel.
People who will push you, not just tell you what you want to hear.
Exactly. They warn against the danger of being the smartest person in the room. You need people who challenge you, elevate you.
Developing a hunger for mentorship, for wisdom.
Yes, and being open to correction, to constructive analysis. That's how you grow. It even suggests prioritizing empowerment and education over just entertainment.
Makes sense. And that extends to your peer group too, doesn't it? The people you surround yourself with day to day.
Absolutely. The importance of your winner circle, as they call it, surrounding yourself with positive, ambitious people.
Because relationships really impact your mental state, your energy.
Hugely. The videos caution against letting negative relationships derail you. It's about building meaningful connections that add value, that support your journey.
Being intentional about who's in your circle.
Very intentional. Recognizing their influence on your mindset and your ability to execute.
So we've covered desire, discipline, resilience, vision, action, sacrifice, adaptability, mindset, learning. What's the ultimate why behind it all? Purpose, meaning.
That definitely comes through. The videos encourage you to define success on your own terms, beyond just, say, money or status.
Investing your life in something worthwhile.
Yeah. Not just earning a living, but creating something meaningful, making an impact. There was even a mention of using guilt. Maybe the guilt of not living up to your potential as fuel.
Interesting, that intrinsic purpose being the ultimate sustainable driver.
It seems to be presented that way, yes. A deep sense of meaning behind the effort.
And finally, it seems the message leaps back to never being satisfied, right? That hunger for more, even after success.
Yes, exactly. This idea of giving 120% effort.
120%.
Yeah, especially if you're facing extra challenges, maybe starting from behind or lacking support. It's about refusing to settle for average, fighting complacency.
Always pushing for that next level, continuously improving.
Right. That relentless drive, that unwavering commitment that seems to be the capstone of this A-plus mentality, never letting the fire die down.
Wow. Okay, so pulling all this together from our deep dive into this compilation, cultivating an A-plus mentality isn't just one thing.
No, it's really a whole system.
It's like, you need that burning desire, that hunger first. Then you layer on relentless discipline. You build resilience, that mental toughness to handle the hits.
And you need a clear vision guiding you.
Right, guiding the action, the hard work ethic, and being willing to make sacrifices, let things go.
While staying adaptable, flexible, always learning.
All fueled by a powerful mindset, self-belief, positive self-talk, and boosted by learning from others, surrounding yourself with the right people.
And driven by a deeper sense of purpose, constantly striving for more, never settling.
It's the combination, the interaction of all these things that seems to create that really robust approach to achieving goals and navigating life's challenges.
That's a great summary. It's that integrated framework that gives it power.
So let's leave everyone with this final thought to chew on. Think about one area, just one specific part of your life right now. Where could intentionally cultivating this A-plus mentality, really leaning into the hunger, committing fully to the discipline, building that resilience, where could that make the biggest difference for you? Yeah, focusing it down.
And then what's one small, consistent action you could start taking, maybe even today, to begin making that shift happen?